Hi, my name is Rick Simon, Life Breakthrough Expert. This is just a short video to tell you a little bit about my story and how the creation of the Living Your Greatness system came about. I'm going to go back about 30 years to 1982, the fall of 1982. And in the fall of 1982, in a 1 week period, 3 significant things happened to me that changed the course of my life and eventually led to my creating this system. The first thing that happened was I was seeing a young lady and I decided that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. So I asked her to marry me and she said yes. And that's always a great thing, right? When you ask them and they say yes, that's got to be good. The second thing that happened happened a couple of days later. And basically I went to my doctor's office for an appointment and I was told that I had MS, multiple sclerosis. When I was told that, I said, oh, okay, what do we do about that? I thought they were going to give me some pills and I'd be fine. But they explained that it was a bit more than that. And basically they explained what MS was. It's a disease of the central nervous system. The insulative layer, the myelin around the nerves, breaks down. They don't really know why, but it breaks down and the nerves don't send signals properly. Depending on where and what nerves, that can affect your pain. Luckily, I don't have any pain with my MS, but many people do. It can also affect dizziness, vision, and your ability to move, motor responses. So that's a little bit about what MS is about, just so you have an idea. When I was told that I had MS, one of the things that they said is that in 15 years or so, there's a 50-50 chance that you might be in a wheelchair. Well, I beat the odds on that one. It's 30 years and I'm not in a wheelchair. I do use some other aids to help me get around. So that's the second thing that happened that week was I learned that I had MS. The third thing that happened was after I realized that I had MS, I realized that my life wasn't all about me anymore. I'd asked my girlfriend to marry me, and she, so I really needed to have a conversation with her. The conversation that I felt that I needed to have was the conversation that says, look, Judy, I know you said that you would marry me, but you haven't said those fateful words yet, that till death do us part, or in sickness and in health. So if you want to get out of this, now that we know that I have MS, then now's the time. It doesn't make sense to go through with the marriage if that's not something that you're willing to do. And what she told me was, I will marry you in spite of your MS. If you will do what you can do to look after yourself in spite of your MS. And that had a huge positive effect on me. So that's the third thing that happened. And it had an effect in a few different ways. One is she was pushing me a little bit, making sure that I did what I could do. She was also, she didn't say it, but she was volunteering to help me, because obviously if I had to do the things that I could do, then she was kind of saying, well, I'll help you with the things that you can't do. So she was signing up to be a part of my team. And the other thing is that it really gave me a very positive outlook, because now I was looking for all the things that I could do instead of focusing on the things that I couldn't do. And I could see myself becoming very depressed if I focused too much on the things that I couldn't do. So that happened. And the other thing that happened is, as a result of that, some changes needed to be made in my life. At the time I was working as a carpenter, 50, 60 feet up on scaffolding, putting the scaffolding up and taking it back down again. My first symptoms were double vision and dizziness. Not a good combination with scaffolding and 50, 60 feet in the air. So one of the things that the doctor had said was that I needed to find something that used my body less. Luckily I had a mind that could do some complicated work. I went back to university and got, over the course of 3.5 years, got a degree in computing science. That was what led to a 20-year career in the IT industry. During that time, I was pretty successful, I think. I was always an employee. I was never self-employed or never owned my own company. But still, I made, on my best year, $150,000. And this is 10, 15 years ago, so not bad for a guy with MS. At the end of that period, though, the one thing that I did find that I didn't like about my career in IT was that I was never my own boss. And when I looked at trying to be my own boss and run my own company in IT, I saw challenges with that. But I was interested in owning my own company. Came across a financial services company that helped people with insurance and investments, and we're actually teaching people to do the things that I had been doing for the past 20 years. So I liked their concepts, I liked their ideas and strategies, and I liked the fact that they offered me the opportunity to own my own business. I was not successful at running my own business in financial services. My clients did okay. I just didn't have enough of them to support myself and my wife. And so over that 6 years, we basically depleted most of the savings that we had accumulated in the 20 years of my first career. So you might not want to take lessons from me from that part of my life. But it led to some other things. Along the way, I was a Toastmaster for 20 years. So I've got some background in speaking that I can bring to this new endeavor of coaching and sharing the 9 strategies to break through obstacles and live your dreams. So that's how I got to here.